was sitting here trying to remember like a good academic achievement that I did, and I just can't think of any. I really can't. Every time I think of something like I achieved in school, I just can't. And that kind of blows me away because I wasn't a dumb kid, but I never did anything that I remember that was like, wow, that was really, I was impressed with myself academically. Not in secondary school anyway. In primary school, maybe a little bit so. I remember first time spelling because that was that was a big achievement for me. But in secondary school, it kind of all went to crap. I barely did anything. I was barely in class. When I was definitely not paying attention. And outside of class, I was away with the fairies. I remember one week I came into school and my goal, some reason, bear in mind before that I didn't really bunk school at all or lessons. So I thought, let me bunk a whole week. Yeah, not a lesson, not a day, a whole week. Why did I do this? I really couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. And so I that's what I did. I bunked the whole week. I just went to school, sat in corridors, and there was this like fire escape place you could sit, and I just sat there pretty much all day for a week. Unfortunately, on the Friday, I got really bored. It was, again, a full week now. Sometimes people would bunk with me, and obviously I can go out on lunch and break, and I wouldn't get caught because no one knew I was there. And I remember I came out of this like fire exit place, and there was a girl that was like a year or two above me, and she was printing out paper. And I told her, I'm bunking, like, I'm so bored. And a teacher was coming. She was like, oh, stick with me, and you can just tell them that you're helping me print out paper and stuff, whatnot. And so I did that, but it didn't work. And I got taken to my head teacher. And, yeah, it's kind of sad now I think about it. It's just like, why? What? I don't know why I was doing that. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. Because, again, I wasn't having fun. I wasn't, it wasn't something that I cared for. Again, I never really bunked before. Normally, I'd rather go into class. It was a lot more fun. But at that point in time in my life, I was just like, I think I was just so much going on that I just needed to sit. And again, I didn't have a phone. I didn't have something I could play games on or sit there and scroll on like YouTube or whatnot. So I just sat there underneath this staircase for hours. Anyway, I remember getting to my head teachers and it was literally the end of the day. So I'd made it the whole week. And I sat there and I thought, screw it. I nearly made it the whole week. I might as well push for the last little bit. And that's what I did. I just got up and I walked out of school because it was the end of the school. And I blended in with everyone. They couldn't catch me. And I think that was one of my last memories of school. One of my very last memories. I wouldn't say it was the very last memory, but one of... I think after that, I don't think I really went into school after that a lot. Not much anyway. It's upsetting because now when I think back to it, obviously when you're not on a register, you don't get signed in, you get, your parents get called to say, oh, is your son coming in? Is he well? Is he supposed to be in but not in? And stuff like that. And it would flag up, right? And I didn't go to one class. I didn't get put into a register anywhere. I don't even think they knew that I was in the school. So it was sad that I could do this for a week and no one even noticed. Or they did notice. And they just thought, we'll let it slide. Now, I have no clue to this day if they did know or they didn't, but I have a hunch that there may have been some teachers that knew, and they just thought, we'll let him just sit in silence and gather himself, which is, I guess, even quite more sad, because there was a lot of teachers then that would have realised that I was going through some shit, and I thank them for allowing me to have a place that was safe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.